So books that I recommend regarding this type of topic are the ones that I highlighted. Fifth Son, which just delves into essentially the Spaniards and their colonization, kind of the effects right after that. But it is written from the perspective of indigenous scholars at the time, right? Orgullo Prieto dives into the colorism issues in Mexico. Is written by that famous actor Tenoch Huerta, who played Namor in Black Panther 2. There's also Mexico Profundo by Guillermo Batalla. He was a leading Mexican anthropologist back in like the 1980s, 1990s, and he talked about how Mexico is a de-Indianized nation and how a lot of our roots come from those indigenous roots, and how he's saying how a lot of that was kind of thrown to the wayside in an effort to try to whiten the country up, like not only like genetically, I guess, with some like the way they push some certain ideologies and like mixing, but also just ideologically. And so that one is very, very valuable. If you're going to read any of those, I would definitely recommend Mexico Profundo as your number one, right? Followed by the others. Before Mestizaje, that just kind of talks about how the caste system came to be, how it worked, like the attitudes regarding race and how that developed in Latin America, but specifically Mexico. They really hone in on that a whole lot. So that is what I recommend. At the end of the day, you can enjoy like Spanish culture, like the elements of that in Mexican culture or Latino culture. All of that is very valid. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing those things. At the end of the day, I don't dislike my European roots. I think there's beauty to be found in that. But like what I don't like is, certain elements within our culture, such as acting like being more indigenous is lesser, or acting like that's inferior, or all these different negative coloristic racist type of aspects that can be in the culture that is backwards. Because honestly, what we should be celebrating and what should be at the forefront should be the indigenous identity and the indigenous heritage, because we are on indigenous lands. We're in the Americas, we're not in Spain. So that is what my critique typically is with this type of stuff.